Alright, let's... So we need to get up here and pick that up and drag it over there. Okay. That bridge is out, so we're not going that way. Hey Baka, how are you? No, I want you... Oh my god, I'm just making infinite points. Oh, oh. That's what I want, jeez. Okay, goodness. Don't worry about it, Baka. I think you're the first one here. Hey, Scrope, what's up, dude? Hey, what's up, T-Talon? Your text may have not gone through. You may have... Did you message me, I guess? Because I'm assuming... Did you say something, Cappy?
I said yes. I saw this announcement.
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't have chat open. I guess he messaged, like, right when I went live.
So it says it was at 6:26 p.m.
Ah, okay. He's so fast, he did it before my software could register chat. That's pretty impressive, actually. You managed to message me between when my software went live and when it started registering chat. Yeah. We're gonna go pet kitties.
Puppies.
That's adorable. And you pet a cow, that's true. We're gonna go try to open up this tunnel, and then I'm gonna continue trying to repair the bridges in here. Okay, so D&D questions, gotcha. That's why I put D&D in the title. I was like, somebody's gonna ask me about Vox Machina, or you're gonna show up and we're gonna talk about D&D character sheets, or something's gonna happen. So let's talk D&D. if I make a ranger and I get animal handling and survival, should I stack onto them or spread out to other what do you mean stack onto them? Like animal handling and survival are both wisdom. So I mean you could increase your wisdom skill as the game progresses to increase those stats, yeah. Oh, okay, I get you. So when you choose them originally, that's called God, what is that called? It's not advantage. It's I think it starts with a P. No, it's not bonus. It's got an actual name. Hold on. Let me open up D&D Beyond real quick. D&D Beyond. Proficiency. Yeah. It's called proficiency. And what proficiency does is it makes your roll like whatever your roll is, plus your modifier for that skill type. So for these two, it would be wisdom, plus your proficiency modifier. And that gets you your total score on your... That gets you your plus bonus for, like, rolling animal handling or rolling nature. If you pick it a second time, it goes from proficient to expertise. And what that does is it doubles your proficiency bonus. So if your overall character proficiency bonus is 3, right? So let's say your wisdom modifier is a +3 and your proficiency is a +3. So your animal handling on proficient would be +6. But if you go for expertise, which is a second selection of the skill, which is relatively uncommon, not uncommon because nobody takes it, but uncommon because it is most characters can't do that. That's not an option for most classes. But certain classes are allowed to do that. Expertise just doubles your proficiency modifier. So your wisdom would be 3, your proficiency modifier would be 3, that's proficient. And then expertise is you get to double your proficiency. So instead of, you would add 3 for wisdom and then 6 for proficient. So it really depends. Do you want sorry, bear with me. So it's not an enormous increase, but it is noticeable. And usually it's personal preference. You know, it's like, do you want your character to be that much more badass at animal handling, or Like if you're, for example, if your ranger is going to do a lot of focus on crane. Okay. If your ranger is going to do a lot of focus on his or her pet, for example, then it might be helpful to have extra animal handling. But you may not want to pick it for both, you know. Most classes and players do not go for expertise. The only class that really does it on a regular basis is rogues. And they usually do it for things like sleight of hand for lockpicking or investigation for traps. Seems like a waste. It depends on what your proficiency modifier is and how often you're going to do it. Like, you can increase your proficiency modifier. Like, later in the game, your base proficiency modifier can get to, like, +6. So if you double that, that's +12. So if you roll a 2, other than rolling a natural 1, if you rolled a 2, that would be your lowest possible score would be 14, and that's not taking into effect what your dex modifier could be. Your dex could be +5. So that means at a 2, your lowest roll would be a 19. You know? Yeah, expertise is more of a character thing. It's like, is your character that much of a badass with this particular thing? Okay, so that tunnel is now open. Excellent. Okay, bridge. 2 service spare parts from the service hub. Okay. Well, that's the thing with rogues, is rogues frequently will go expertise in certain things just because of their if they have expertise in a particular class, they can't physically like sure, they may get reliable talent, but with expertise is my, you know, smallest roll could be way higher than 10. Also, a natural 1 will always override, regardless. So, reliable talent does not negate natural 1s. Even if you roll a 2, that means your base roll is a 10, that's fine. Just trying to finalize. Send me the character sheet. There should be a way to share the character sheet. Yeah, I want to play a rogue. I just haven't found a good place to make and use a rogue. I frequently find that my groups do not ever contain healers. So I end up playing a healer almost the entire time. Because all the other people are like, I want to play a rogue, I want to play a warrior, I want to play a barbarian, and I'm like, well, we have no healer. So I can't play what I want. I've got to play a cleric or druid or something like that. Not that I don't like playing cleric. But like sometimes I want to play a badass character. Yeah, I think under the race thing, it should tell you right off the bat. I don't think you can fly with medium armor if you're an Aarakocra. I think flight requires light armor. So you would be, if that's the case, you would be restricted to leather or studded leather. But you couldn't wear mail. I mean, maybe you could wear mail, but you have to find like mithril, because I think mithril mail counts as light armor because of how good it is. But that also may just be a DM thing. Service spare parts? Yep, need 2 of those. I am right? Okay. About the medium armor, right? Not with medium or heavy. Okay. That's what I thought. You could always take that into consideration with your character and like maybe own a set of medium armor for situations where you don't think flight is going to be important. So like if y'all go into a cave or, you know, you're... Yeah, exactly. Then you could say, I'm going to swap over to my set of medium armor. If you're not in combat, most DMs will just say, yeah, sure, you swap. Obviously, if you're in combat, a lot of DMs will be like, changing armor in combat is going to take you a minute, so that's 10 rounds. And you're like, wow, 10 rounds and I won't be able to do anything? That seems unfair, but then you're like, could you change out of 2 sets of armor in less than a minute? I know I couldn't. Perfect. Alright. Yeah. Normally they'll let you change before like if you enter a cave, as long as there's not combat right inside the cave, you can be like, oh, I'm just gonna switch over to my medium armor real quick. And most of the time they'll be like, yeah, alright, no problem. Alright, so... Valley Polar Base. Deliver to Polar Base, which is there. Wooden planks. and 2 fuel. You know, maybe I should go get... What is this? That's a scout fuel carrier. I can also get wooden planks from there. And then I take it to the polar base, which is here. That's super easy. I mean, yeah, that's always possible. What are these bricks for? Ah. Take it to the sawmill? I'll do that mission. There's bricks there. Huh. Is there a mission to actually repair these? Building materials. That's this mission. Okay. Because there is crossing here, which is hindering. It seems to be the only one. Okay, out of fuel. Search and rescue. What is that? Get the Scout 1800 and take it to the parking. Yeah, it looks like there's just no way to repair that right there. That's just gonna stay broke. Which, I mean, I guess it's fine. Let's go here, here. Here we go. Let's do that. I don't necessarily think that D&D Beyond's RNG is broken, but I definitely agree that you should roll physical dice as opposed to using like an auto roller. I don't know what it is about D&D Beyond's RNG dice roller, but it certainly doesn't feel like it's normal balanced. Might go looking for some tomorrow. You should be able to get some at a local game shop for like $10. You know, not even fancy dice, just like a plain Jane set of D&D dice for $10 or $12. Local game shop. I don't know where you live. You live in a city? You live in or near Savannah. I mean, Savannah's like, what, 500,000 people? There's gotta be a game shop there. Like, my city's smaller than that, and we have like 3. Savannah's not a huge town, but it's not a bigger than my city, I think. Oops. Okay. It doesn't even need to be a D&D shop. It can just be like if it's a board game shop or a shop that does like shoot, most comic book shops will have D&D dice in them now. I mean, rather than driving around Savannah, I would tell you, like, you should probably call and ask ahead, but... Yeah, definitely. If you guys don't have a reliable game store, just hit up some comic book shops. You do have one called Nerdheim. Well, there you go. I'm sure they've got dice. They're a relatively high profit, low risk item for gaming shops to carry. So even if they don't focus on D&D, they'll still carry some D&D dice. Because I bet you a cheap set of plastic polyhedral dice probably costs them like $2 or $3, and they usually sell it for 10 to 12. So it's like a 300% markup for them. And especially right now with how popular D&D is becoming, it's a no-brainer. Ah. Yeah, I would see some Barnes & Noble carrying D&D dice, sure.
Oh, actually, ours does.
Yeah, our Barnes & Noble does. Yeah, in a specialty game shop, you might find the people there being all like, hey, don't buy those $10 dice, buy these $80 dice that are specially balanced for perfect rolling. You don't need that. I mean, obviously you're not... You don't strike me as the kind of guy that would fall for that kind of sales tactic anyway, but... They're going to be trying to upsell you to dice that are for people that play D&D like all the fucking time and are super serious about it. And it's like, you know, this is my first character. Let me buy $10 dice. I don't need like computer calibrated perfect rolling. That is the one downside with getting into D&D, and if you don't have any friends that are into D&D, and you go and find a group, but it's pretty common to run into like D&D elitists that are going to be like, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go buy a set of dice, and you're going to go home, and you're going to fill a bowl full of water. It has to be at least 4 inches deep, make sure it's tepid. Then you need to put each dice in there, one at a time, and make sure each face is facing up, and you see how the dice roll. Like if it tries to auto balance to a different number, then you know your dice isn't pure. Then you got to go get a nail file and try to shave down the opposite side so it's not so heavy, so that it'll actually auto balance and you're just like, oh my god, dude, let me just fucking roll some dice, okay? Will the set have everything you need? Yeah. A basic set that comes in a little plastic plastic square can about maybe 3 inches tall will have one of every dice that you need. No. No, that is not what I clicked. Man, thank you. What is that permit shit? Not permitting anything. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, some of your spells will say things like, or some of your abilities will say like, you know, 2d6, 3d8, or whatever. Deliver to sawmill. Isn't this the sawmill? Building materials. Sawmill. Am I in the wrong spot? Oh, I am. Rip. And you just roll the dice that many times. You don't need that many number of dice. You just keep track of the number while you roll it. Once you start playing D&D, if you find that, like, yeah, I'm really into this, I want to get a little, I want this to be a little easier for me, then you can go to, like, Amazon and buy, like, you know, 10 sets of D&D dice for, you know, 30 bucks or 40 bucks or whatever. And they're all going to be the same, you know, low-end plastic polyhedral dice, but you get a crap load of them. So when it says like roll 3d8, you could just roll all 3 at once. And then you can develop a crippling dice addiction. Yeah, exactly. But 100%, any logical D&D player will tell you, for your first time, start with crappy plastic dice. There's nothing wrong with them. Also, what's up, Athos? You have enough of an addiction, you've got Matt. Well, there you go. Speaking of which, on the 20th, which is 2 weekends from now, I think, is our next D&D session. Or is that next weekend? I think that might be next weekend. Yeah, that'll be next week. Not in 2 days, but in like 9 days. You've been scheming our next session? I certainly hope so. You're the DM. Alright, what do we got now? Trucks and investigations. I don't really need to do that. What is this? Oh, that's right. We've got the Valley Polar Base. I want to get a 2-slot crap trailer. Does this thing sell 2-slot crap trailers? I certainly think so. 1 slot, 2, 4, 5, 8, 2. Here we go. 2-slot crap trailer. Okay. Turn my truck off for a second. So I need 2 wooden planks, which I can get from there pretty easily. And this is 2 service spare parts. 2 fuel I can get at the drilling site. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do the spare parts and the drilling site. What does this give me? And then I can get metal beams and wooden planks. Okay, so we'll do that. It seems like a really easy set. Back out. I'm both looking forward to our next D&D session and not looking forward to our next D&D session. Does that make sense? Wait. Service hub, drilling site. Okay. Then we go to the polar. Okay. Read about vessel. I don't normally talk about myself in the third person, but yes, I am worried about myself. Not really worried, per se, just, concerned? Confused. Those aren't right either. Anxious. That's probably more accurate. Everything's gonna be okay? Don't lie to me. Being okay is not what D&D is about. I mean, I think our last session kind of ended unexcitingly. It was just like travel time, essentially. I think we arrived and we were trying to figure out where to go. I also thought of a great new backstory for another character that I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to build a character around. What am I getting here? Fuel and oil barrels. I need fuel. I like how you say the wild cards that we are. Oh, that's standard D&D. Did you watch this week's Critical Role? That's just par for the course, man. Is that where Abigail is wanted? Yeah. Generally speaking, this is like, from my understanding, this is like a small city-state, or maybe like a fief. That's how I'm picturing it. That may be completely wrong, but I'm correct. Okay. It's not like we're like walking into a capital city here or anything. We're getting to an area where the leader of the general vicinity doesn't like Abigail, and so it's like we're probably safe in most of it, but you know, we just need to stay away from the heavily trafficked areas for a little bit until we get our feet underneath us in this new region. trailer discovered. Nice. Alright, so now I'm gonna get metal beams and probably wooden planks. Okay. Metal beams are here, right? Yeah, and then wooden planks are there. Okay. I should probably get the metal beams first. So we're gonna come this way. Where's north? North is that way, okay. And we're gonna come over here. Whoop. Bro. I hate how it does that sometimes. No. Yeah. You know what's sad is we just watched Legends of Vox Machina, and I know that the ending of the the 8th episode was stupid good, but I can't remember what it was.
I mean, I can tell you what it was, but I'm not going to say it where anyone can hear.
Okay, okay, got it. Good, good, good. Yes. I was like, oh my god, it was so good. And then just now I was all like, wait. Where did it go? You shared your character sheet in TTRPG. Criticism is welcome. Okay, hold on. We're going to take a short... Let me turn my truck off. I'm going to take a short little jaunt over here and open this up on stream. You're getting special treatment here. I'm new, use lube. Ew. Copy... Wait, no. I don't want to copy message link. I just want to copy link. There we go. Put that there. Alright, let me bring up Twitch chat here so I can talk to you while I'm looking at this. Okay, let's see. Animal handling, insight, investigation, perception, and survival. They're all pretty solid. Carry a longbow with a 150-foot base range. What is that, 600? 600 long? Damn. Plus 9 to hit? Holy crap. Where is that coming from? I guess that's your dex modifier. What's that plus 9 to hit? I mean, it's amazing, but I'm curious where that came from. 2 attacks per action, so you could shoot your bow twice. What level are you? Oh, you made your character level 6. Okay. Plus 3 proficiency walking. Oh, I guess they have lower walking speed because they can fly. That makes sense. You have speak with animals, find traps. Okay. Smart. Do you only get 2 spells? Wow. Oh, fly is 50. Okay. So your attack action. Proficiency with a longbow allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for any attack you make. So you've got plus 4 from your dex, which is what longbow would use, plus 3 from your proficiency, which gets you to plus 7. Where's the other plus 2 coming from to get you to plus 9? It's not a magical longbow, so it's not giving you an innate plus 2. Huh. Weird. Maybe you just get a plus 2 from being a ranger? That could be possible. Unarmed strike with fists or with talons. Talons are definitely the way to go. What is that? Slashing? Yeah. Man, this seems like pretty solid initial layout. Leather armor, longbow. You do any interesting... Favored enemy humanoids. Wait, you got 2 favorite enemies? Humanoids and beasts? Holy crap, that's awesome. Favored terrain is mountain and swamp. Oh yeah, okay. Fighting style archery. You get a plus 2 to attack rolls with ranged weapons. Okay, that's where that's coming from. You have an additional attack feature of Giant Killer. When a large or larger creature can be seen... Wait. When a large or larger creature you can see within 5 feet of you hits or misses you with an attack, you can use your reaction to attack that creature immediately. Oh, okay, so it's like a counter attack against giants. Okay. Ability score improvement for Dex and Wisdom. That got you to 18 Dex and 15 Wisdom. I might have used that additional Wisdom personally. I might have used that additional Wisdom for Constitution. solely because your modifier does not increase on odd numbers, only on evens. So going from a 14 to 15 wisdom does not increase your wisdom modifier. But going from a 13 to a 14 constitution would increase your constitution modifier from +1 to +2. That's just a suggestion. No feats chosen. That's right, because you took the other. I mean, other than that, it looks really solid. I don't see any obvious issues. So how would you change that? When you there's a thing in your character creator where you could choose either a feat or a God, what do they call it? A bonus point allocation or something. And you could just go back to that, and it would show wisdom and dex, and you would just change the wisdom 1 to con. It's during character creation. You can't do it from the character sheet. From the character sheet, if you click on there's like an anvil icon in the top right corner, kind of. It'll take you back to character creation, and you can modify it. That's also how you do leveling up if you're in the middle of a campaign and you go from level 6 to level 7, is you would open that back up, change your level to 7, and then the D&D Beyond would tell you what you've got that's new that you need to go fill out. Also, that's not I'm not telling you have to do that. It's just a suggestion, because if you go from a 14 to a 15 wisdom modifier, it does make it so that if you get an item that gives you +1 to your wisdom, now your wisdom is 16, and you would get a +3 instead of a +2 on wisdom. So, you know, that you kind of have to play that by ear. Ability score improvement, that is that, yeah. I just want to point out the reasons you may or may not want to do what you did. It's not necessarily what you did wasn't wrong. It's just you don't see an immediate benefit from it now, where you might see a better benefit from it later if you kept it like it is, or you could see an immediate benefit from it now in a different stat. So if wisdom, if you're less concerned about your constitution and you're like, I don't care about my hit points, I'm not super concerned about that, then it would be fine to put it in wisdom and just wait until you get like a magical item that gets you +1 wisdom. And then it would give you that 2 that bumps your ability modifier. Like I was saying, what you did wasn't necessarily wrong. I just wanted to point out the pros and cons of it in different ways. That way you can use a more educated mindset on making that decision, whether you want to stick with it the way it is or move the point somewhere else, perhaps. Alright, so I've got metal beams, now I'm going to get wooden planks. You might also redo your ability scores with real dice. No, it's not frowned upon. It's semi-common for you to create a character like this and join a D&D session and have your DM go, I want you to re-roll your stats. Not because wooden planks. Trailer. Not because they don't necessarily trust you or they think you're overpowered or something. They just want you to roll your stats while they're there. I mean, there are some people that continually re-roll stats, and see, that's part of the thing, is a lot of times DMs will make you re-roll as soon as you join a campaign solely because they want to have proof that you rolled the numbers you rolled and didn't just make numbers up.